Introduction: the power of quiet. If they underestimate you, keep your voice calm and your actions precise. Your power doesn't need an audience. It needs discipline, clarity, and consistency. Today, you'll learn 12 Stoic moves to reclaim your power without arguing, proving, or justifying, only by acting in alignment with your highest standards. The Stoics taught a simple but life-altering filter: what's in your control and what's not. Every time you act from what you control, your thoughts, your choices, your character, you rise. Every time you react to what you don't, others' opinions, outcomes, the past, you hand your power away. This script is your framework to stop leaking power and start building quiet strength that compounds day after day. Before we dive in, breathe. This is not about becoming colder or harder. It's about becoming steady, clear, unmistakably grounded in who you are and what you will and won't allow in your life. You won't need to explain. You'll embody it. A short story: the clockmaker's secret. In a city of rushing footsteps and louder voices, there lived a clockmaker named Elian. His workshop was small, tucked between a market and a stone archway, where time itself seemed to slow. Elian had a gift. He could listen to a clock and hear where it hurt. People brought him watches, heirlooms, and old tower gears with the same problem: too much friction, not enough rhythm. One winter, his apprentice complained, "Master, I'm wasting time on stubborn mechanisms. I push, polish, press harder, and they still stick." Elian smiled, placed a quiet finger on the ticking heart of a pocket watch, and said, "You're pressing where the wheel cannot move. Remove what drags, and the whole system breathes." He gently lifted a speck of grit. The watch softened into a steady pulse. "What fixed it?" the apprentice asked. "Subtraction," Elian replied, "not force." In the months that followed, the apprentice learned that elegant repair is mostly removal. The pointless screw, the misaligned spring, the silent grain of resistance. Elian didn't argue with the mechanism. He made space for it to work. This is Stoicism in practice, not speeches. Subtraction, choosing the few things that matter and quietly releasing the rest. Do that with your time, emotions, and habits, and your life begins to move with a different rhythm. Let's begin. Part 1. Reclaim the inner frame. Move 1. The 2-column control inventory. Power leaks where clarity ends. Take a sheet of paper and draw a line down the middle. On the left, write "inside my control." On the right, "outside my control." Then empty your mind onto the page. Current worries, pressures, hopes, conflicts. Sort every item into a column. Be ruthless and honest. Inside, your judgments, your standards, where you place attention, what you do next, how you speak, what you repeat. Outside, what they think, how they react, weather, past, luck, traffic, trends. Now circle 3 items on the left. Those are today's levers. Commit to actions that prove your focus belongs there. Each time anxiety rises, return to the inventory and ask, which column is this? If it's right side, outside, release it. If it's left side, inside, act. Small, definite, and now. Implementation. Morning. Scan the inventory. Underline one non-negotiable behavior aligned with your values. Midday. If triggered, ask which column. Then choose one behavior over one emotion. Evening. Write one sentence answering, where did I act within? Control today. Move 2. The values contract. Without a compass, noise wins. Write your personal contract in 4 lines, one for each cardinal virtue sharpened for modern life. Wisdom. I observe before I decide. Courage. I do what's right even if I shake. Temperance. I leave the table before I'm full. Justice. I treat people better than they expect. Now sign it. Keep it visible. Read it before hard conversations. This is your silent constitution. No speeches, only standards. You don't need to explain boundaries when your patterns already communicate them. Implementation. Pre-commitment. Choose one virtue to focus on per week and define one behavior that proves it daily. Reset ritual. When frustrated, whisper your virtue line, then proceed. Review. On Sundays, ask which virtue felt weakest, which behavior will strengthen it next week. Move. 3. Boundaries without speeches. Boundaries are behaviors, not paragraphs. Replace justification with clarity. No, I'm not. Available. I won't be continuing this conversation. Please schedule that. I don't accept same-day requests. Then act in alignment. Stop rewarding disrespect with access. Reduce exposure, not your dignity. You will lose people who preferred your compliance. You will keep your self-respect. Implementation. Minimum standards. Decide the few conditions required for your time, presence, and attention. Boundary ladder. First, clarify. Second, limit. Third, leave. No aftercare. Don't send. Follow-up explanations. Calm action is the message. Part 2. Clean the energy field. Move. 4. Digital perimeter. Reset silence is a skill in a world of alarms. Audit your phone like a factory safety check. Turn off all non-essential notifications. Remove social apps from your home screen. Create 2 check-in windows per day for messages. Keep the phone outside the bedroom. This is not punishment, it's permission to think. When you deliberately choose when to be reachable, your nervous system returns from hypervigilance to command. Implementation. 7-day detox. Pick 2 platforms to uninstall or sign out from for a week. Batch processing. Answer messages at set times. Close the app when done. Phone parking. Designate a visible docking station away from your focus area. Move 5. The comparison. Fast comparison makes your soul forget its own coordinates. For 7 days, replace comparison with calibration. Compare yourself to yourself. Am I 1% better than last week? Keep a wins ledger, 3 tiny wins daily. Gratitude scan. List what you'd miss if it disappeared tonight. You break the comparison spell by measuring what you can control, your input, not others' outcomes. Implementation. Morning prompt. What will make me proud by 9 p.m.? Midday pivot. If you catch a comparison thought, say, return to my lane, and do a 2-minute task that matters. Evening anchor. Write 1 sentence. I honored myself today when I move. 6. Expectation detox. Unrealistic. Expectations are silent saboteurs. Trade must for prefer. This must work becomes I prefer it works. I will adapt if not. They must respect me becomes I prefer respect. I will respect myself either way. I must never fail becomes I prefer progress. I will learn fast. Pair this with premeditatio malorum, visualizing obstacles in advance, so that when friction arrives it feels familiar, not fatal. Implementation. Plan AA. A is ideal. A is acceptable. If A slips, A keeps the day intact. Obstacle map. Before key tasks, list 3 likely obstacles and your first response to each. Language audit. Replace absolute language with flexible precision. Part 3. Command your response. Move. 7. The 3-second hinge. In provocation or stress, your hinge is the moment that decides the door. Will it slam or open? Practice this micro-ritual. Inhale through the nose for a count of 3. Ask, what depends on me right now? Choose one behavior that honors your contract. Repeat until it's automatic. Breathe, question, choose. This is composure in motion. Implementation. Visual anchor. Wear a simple ring bracelet. Every time you feel it, run the ritual. Cue card. Write BQC, breathe, question, choose, and keep it at your desk. Debrief. After a tough moment, write 2 lines. I did well when... Next time I will. Move. 8. Choose the arena. Not every hill is yours to die on. Strategic silence is not defeat. It is conservation of energy. Ask, is this my hill? Will speaking change anything? Is there a better arena, later, private, written, or not at all? Choose the battleground where your principles, not your pride, lead. Implementation. Delay tactic. I'll respond tomorrow. Buy time. Regain clarity. Change the channel. Switch from verbal to written to remove heat and add precision. Opt out. Some games you only win by not playing. Move. 9. The discipline of presence. Monotasking is the new rebellion. Choose one task. Remove visual clutter. Set. A short timer, 15-25 minutes. Work until the bell. No switching, no scrolling, no peeking. Presence increases potency, and potency replaces self-doubt. Implementation. Focus block. 3 blocks per day, timer-based, phone parked. Door sign. Deep work. Back at time. Train your environment to respect your state. Sensory reset. When drifting, stand, stretch, take 5 box breaths, resume. Part 4. Build quiet momentum. Move. 10. The consistent morning. You don't need a 3-hour ritual. You need a consistent signal that tells your mind, we're in command. Here's a minimal morning that scales. Wake at the same time daily, including weekends within 1 hour. Light, water, movement, breath. Open blinds, drink water, 5-10 minutes of movement, 2 minutes of calm breathing. 3 priorities. Write the 3 needle movers for the day. Do 1 before checking messages. Implementation. Night before prep. Clothes ready, workspace clean, first task set open on your desk. Frictionless start. Pair your habit with a cue. After brushing teeth, do 10 squats. After coffee, write priorities. Non-negotiable minimums. Even on bad days, do the tiny version. 2 minutes count. Move. 11. The closing ritual. Power is not just how you start, it's how you end. Create a 10-minute evening close. Clear desk, close loops, set tomorrow's top 3. Reflect. 1 line each. What went well? What I learned? What I'll do differently? Downshift. Screens off 60 minutes before sleep. Read, stretch, or your journal. Sleep is strategy. Protect it like a contract. Tomorrow's presence begins tonight. Implementation, signal, a specific lamp or playlist that only turns on during wind down. 10, 3, 2, 1 rule, adapted. 10 hours before bed, no caffeine. 3 hours, no heavy meals. 2 hours, no intense work. 1 hour, no screens. Gratitude seed. 1 thing you'll be grateful to wake up to tomorrow. Move. 12. Keep promises to yourself. Self-trust is the quietest flex. When you say you'll do something and you do it, you change how you look at yourself. That's power. Start with micro-promises you can't fail. 1 glass of water before coffee. 2 minutes of tidying after work. 1 walk around the block post-dinner. As you keep small promises, you earn the right to raise the bar. Your identity shifts from I try to I follow through. Implementation. Promise, ledger, a small card with 3 boxes. Check them daily. If you miss, no drama. Repair immediately with the smallest action that honors the promise. Weekly reset. If a promise fails 3 times, shrink it until it never fails. Tactics for tricky moments. When they try to hook you into drama. Script. I'm not available for this conversation right now. Then disengage, physically if needed. Alternative. Email me your points. I reply within 24 hours. Move to an arena where you think best. When you feel disrespected, behavior first. End the interaction. Reduce access. Decline future invites. Clarify once. That tone doesn't work. For me, if it continues, I'll leave. Then match your action to your words. No second lecture. The correction is your pattern, not your paragraph. When you're overwhelmed by tasks, rule of 3, only 3 priorities per day. Everything else is optional. 10-minute launch. Start the ugliest task for 10 minutes. Momentum will often carry you forward. Time boxing. Assign short, fixed windows. Stop when the window ends. When anxiety hits at night, brain dump, write everything down without. Fixing anything. Categorize. Mark each line, C, control, or N, not. Act on one C tomorrow, release the Ns. Breath ladder. 4-count inhale, 6-count exhale for 2 to 5 minutes. Let the body lead the mind. The 7-day Quiet Power Challenge. Day 1, clean the signal, audit notifications, turn off everything non-essential, phone out of bedroom, prepare a sleep wind-down routine. Day 2, morning anchor, wake at a consistent time, light, water, movement, breath sequence, write your top 3 tasks. Day 3, boundaries in action, decline one request that doesn't align with your priorities. Reduce one recurring exposure that drains you. Day 4, deep work trio, 3 focus blocks, 15-25 minutes, 1 before checking messages. Day 5, comparison fast, no social feeds until noon. Wins, ledger, log 3 tiny wins by evening. Day 6, expectation, reset, rewrite one must as a prefer. Map 3 obstacles for tomorrow's top task and your first response. Day 7, close strong, 10-minute. Closing ritual, clear, reflect, set tomorrow. Early screens off, protect sleep, repeat weekly, stack what sticks. Mental models to carry, the dial, not the switch. Don't aim for perfect, turn the dial 1% toward clarity, discipline, and presence every day. Subtract first. Before adding another tool, remove a friction point. Invisible standards. Let your routine speak who you are. Fewer words, more proof. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Start small, then layer. Momentum comes from mastery of the minimums. The person you're becoming. Make choices that your future self will thank you for, consistently and quietly. Silent habits that telegraph power. You arrive on time, prepared, without making a fuss. Your notebook opens to the right page. You keep your space clear. Everything you touch has a place and a purpose. You listen more than you speak. When you do speak, you're precise and brief. You don't chase, you invite. You don't perform, you deliver. You move your body daily. Your posture announces calm and capability. You end days clean. Your desk, inbox, and mind are reset for tomorrow. You never negotiate your minimums. Even bad days have a floor, not a free fall. A word on people who misunderstand your quiet. Some will call you distant when you stop over-explaining. Some will say you've changed when you stop over-giving. Good. You are no longer running your life on borrowed rules. Those who thrive on your compliance will protest. Those who value your growth will adapt. Your only obligation is to live in alignment with principle, not approval. You don't owe a presentation, only a pattern. Practice cards. Carry these lines. Which column is this, inside or outside my control? What depends on me right now? This isn't my arena. I'm unavailable for that. Return to my lane. One small promise. Kept. Integration. A 30-day map. Week 1. Stabilize the bookends. Consistent wake time. Minimal morning ritual. 10-minute. Evening close. Screens off buffer. Week 2. Protect attention. Deep work blocks daily. Phone parked during focus. Notification audit finished. Batch communications. Week 3. Boundaries and standards. Define minimum standards for access to your time. Practice one firm no and one strategic silence. Week 4. Identity and integrity. Values contract reviewed. Choose a virtue of the week. Promise ledger launched. Raise one promise if all boxes filled. At day 30, you'll notice what others don't. Your nervous system is steadier, your decisions cleaner, and your days more yours. That's quiet power. Closing. Become your own proof. Real strength isn't loud. It is the discipline to act from principle when your emotions beg for a reaction. It is the calm to hold your center while the world accelerates. It is the integrity to keep promises no one else sees. You don't need to argue for your value. You need to live it. Choose one move. Practice it today, then keep going. Let your life Become the demonstration that silence is not absence, it's mastery. End of script.